In today's video, we'll be testing this DJI Mini 2 Active Track hack. Let's get into the video. Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today we're going to be talking about Active Track. Brought the scooter along, going to be testing it on the DJI Mini 2 and also the DJI Air2S. I'm also reviewing this bike mount as well. I can put it on a scooter as well, and this is for the controller for the DJI Mini 2 and the DJI Air2S. So I've got mine on my electric scooter here, and this straight out of the park is fantastic. It's really sturdy, it holds in place well, and then you literally just get your controller, you make sure the top bit is pushed out, and then it just clips into the grooves there and then clips down, and then that is rock solid in place. And for my testing today on quite uneven terrain, it's fantastic. Anyway, let's get going on the scooter. So Active Track, I absolutely love this tracking capability on the DJI Air2S. It can track you so brilliantly on this new Active Track 4.0. It can track you in trace mode like this. It has no problem keeping lock. You can put it to the side, and that's called the parallel mode, and that just goes to the side of you, and it flies not directly side, but it uses both front sensors to keep you in lock. Or you can put it in POI mode, and that just basically circles around you as well. And I have had no problem with this, and it's improved with different firmware updates, even going at quite fast speeds on this scooter. Up to 15.5 miles an hour is what we're limited at in the UK, but it has no problem keeping lock on me at all. And Active Track is something which I would love for on the DJI Mini 2, and something which so many of you guys would as well. But at the moment, for an actual fantastic Active Track performance, we are limited to the DJI Air2S. That's not a bad thing, but if you want the full-on, all systems go, this is what you need. But let's talk about the DJI Mini 2. Let's just bring the Air2S down now. I'm going to swap over. I've just brought the one controller, so I can switch over now to the DJI Mini 2, and let's talk about that. So I've seen a few videos and comments about this, and a lot of you guys asked me to review it and to comment my thoughts on this Active Track hack for the DJI Mini 2 by using the quick shot circle, just having it offset behind you, drag that box around you, and then as I start, it should then track you. And it's all right, you know, it's more frustrating than, you know, usable, but I have found one of the other quick shots works a lot better, so just stick around and I'll show you. But as you can see, as I set off, that tracking loses me pretty quick, and it just starts to circle where it thought I was. So let's just try that again. It does take a lot of trial and error. So I've dragged that around me. I am wearing black to offset around the colour of the background, and then it does a pretty good job. So if you're doing 4 or 5 second clips, which I do recommend anyway, you could probably get away with this by doing this in different areas, have it circle to the left or circle to the right, you know, mix it up, and you probably could get a few shots. It's obviously not going to be a long clip, this, because it doesn't last long. As you can see here, it fails again. What I do prefer to use, I would try this out. I'm going to drag this around me again. I've got the drone in front of me, and this time I'm going to use the quick shot droney, and I'm going to just show you this in an example, just 30 meters. So drag that around, have it in front, and then as I set off, I think this looks a lot better. So it's tracking me here, and then it then starts to do this droney quick shot. But the way I set off just before it started to move the drone itself, it's keeping me in track, and it's doing a decent job here. So we had a front tracking shot, now it's moved to the side, and then it actually ends here because it was only at the 30 meter distance. So if we just stop that again, I think that looked pretty good. And then we're just going to highlight me here. So again, drag that around you, and let's put it up to 100 meters. You can do 120 if you wish, but just for the purpose of this, 100 meters. And again, just trial and error. It's not going to be perfect, but it comes out pretty good. As you can see, set off just before the drone starts to move, and then it tracks me here, and it's getting quite a decent cinematic shot here just by using it in front of you. And then as I'm going here, I'm using it to the side, but now because of that 100 meter distance, it's actually gaining altitude quite a lot, but it's keeping me in track all this time, which is remarkable. You'll see now here, just as we move back to the live feed, we're at 36 meters, 37 meters, and it's still got me tracked there, no problem. And then we get a brilliant shot of me on the prom on that scooter. And I think for the DJI Mini 2, you know, that's probably the best you're gonna get. You could push it all the way to 120 meters if you wish as well. Make sure you are also updating your home point. It won't do it automatically, so you need to keep doing that and changing your home point when you're doing this. Alright, so as you can see on this one here, I'm going to try again at 120 meters, but it loses me. So the idea is to start the drone quite close to you, not too close, because in this example here, I'm only 3 meters away, and as I set off, it loses me because I'm too close. So the sweet spot is generally around about 5 or 10 meters away, and then you get a really good shot. This shot here, I'm 5 meters. As I set off, it's keeping that track. As long as you keep that track the first probably 5%, it would generally keep you locked in frame. This is where I start getting some uninvited guests though. As you can see here, I'm just looking at the drone. I am getting, well, the drone is getting swamped with seagulls. Look at how close this one comes in, and then more of them. You know, there's loads of seagulls just trying to get this drone. So before they attack it and it drops out the sky, the best thing to do is put it into sports mode and just frantically try and fly in different directions, scare the seagulls off. And if that fails, the only other thing and option you do, which generally works most of the time, is just to go straight up on that left stick and increase altitude. But they were a complete pain in the arse today. These seagulls were just swamping this all the time. I had so many problems with this. But another great thing about this mount is because it's actually fixed the controller in place on your bike or the scooter like I am, you could use the controller with one hand and obviously steer or hold on with the other. So be careful obviously doing this, and look at all these seagulls still. But I managed to actually control the drone whilst actually on my scooter. So I've got a mimic of a trace here as it's behind me. I'm then carrying on, and I've got it just in front of me going backwards. This is a nice little shot here. As you can see, it's working all right. And then a fake parallel shot here as well, and this is just me pushing down on that stick as well. So on a bike it's even easier, a scooter not so much, but it can be done. But that's probably the best we're going to get. And before this drone gets wiped out again by another seagull, I'm just going to end over and just show you again this DJI Air2S. This is obviously still attracts the seagulls, but it's a lot more powerful and bigger in the air, so they don't seem to be as aggressive. Let's just get this in the air now. So go and give the Orbit, especially Active Track, a try. Go and test that out where we've got some nice weather and see how you get on. But if you want the full-on Active Track experience, you're going to have to go to the DJI Air2S. It works really well. As you can see here, I can just comfortably scoot around without any problems here on either trace or parallel, or I can use a POI as well if I had an area where I can circle it around me as well. So if you want a full-on Active Track experience and it's something you really want, this is what I recommend. But go and try this out. But this mount is phenomenal. I'm going to be using this so many times. While we've got the Air2S in the air, let's go and have some nice shots of the sea while we're in this area. So I had bags of fun filming this today and testing this out. The bike mount I'm really impressed with. I bought it at my own money on Amazon. I'll link in the description below, but it's great. I'm going to use this on my actual mountain bike next time, and I should be able to get some even better shots with that. But for a Mini 2 Active Track, this is the best you're going to get. I can't see it coming even on the DJI Mini 3, to be honest. I hope it does, fingers crossed. But test these out. It's the best you're going to get, but with this mount especially, it gives you some creatable Active Track shots, either doing it yourself or by using that Orbit. And I do recommend all the time using 4 or 5 second clips. So try that out, guys. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.